The family of Ryan Larsen, who's been missing for 2 years, has filed a lawsuit against the Papillion-La Vista School District.
Ryan Larsen has autism and was 11 years old at the time of his disappearance back on May 17, 2021, when he allegedly walked out of La Vista West Elementary School. And despite several searches, Ryan has not been found. Today, the family filed suit against the Papillion-La Vista School District. Court documents regarding the lawsuit allege that La Vista West Elementary School staff made no immediate attempts to prevent Ryan from walking out of the school or to retrieve and return him to school.
And the lawsuit also claims the school staff knew Ryan had to be supervised at all times, as he had a history of running away from school. The legal proceedings come after a petition by Ryan's mother to have him presumed dead was rejected by a judge.